And now we will hear Mr. Jonathan Arkush. He's the President of the Board of Deputies of British Jews.
Good afternoon and thank you. I'm the President of the British Jewish community, but I've been invited by the World Jewish Congress, the overall body for Jewish communities worldwide, to represent World Jewish communities to you this afternoon. And I'm very grateful to the organisers, and I share the views of previous speakers that what we need to have is a respectful and informed debate. I want to say that I completely respect Iceland's independence, its traditions, its set of values. And I would say to Icelanders, please equally give me the respect that I am the representative of a 4,000-year-old tradition that also has a set of values and customs by which we have lived and whose values have stood the test of time. Dogmas come and dogmas go. Conventions come and conventions change. But the test of time is important. And I want you to know that I come to help inform, to engage in the debate, and to put the arguments, because I don't think they've been fairly put all the way so far. And I do not come in any sense to say to the Republic of Iceland, I come to impose any pressure, because I don't. I just want the argument to be an informed one. Let me therefore address some of the points made, particularly by the member of the Leitandi, Dr. Gunnarsson, and by Salve Nordal, the Ombudsman for Children in Iceland. They've characterised this debate as a debate about human rights, but neither of them interestingly mentioned that there's another human right, which is inherent in the Universal Convention of Human Rights and in the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and that is the right to freedom of religion and belief. In fact, while the Ombudsman mentioned a number of provisions of the Convention on the Human Right of the Rights of the Child, no mention at all was made of Article 14, which explicitly upholds the right of the child to be brought up in its own religious values. In fact, the best interests of the child surely are to be brought up within its own values. Indeed, if you comb through the Convention on the Rights of the Child, you won't find any mention of circumcision. You won't even find an implicit reference to circumcision. It's not there, and it's not there for a reason. Now, if there was truly a public health issue, then like others have said before me, of course this is not something that Jewish people would condone. I'm very disturbed, therefore, that in the explanatory notes to the bill before the Leitandi, which is sponsored by Dr. Gunnarsson, it says that when circumcision is carried out in a non-hospital environment, such as a home, and by a person such as a religious leader, I respectfully detect some prejudice there, then high rates of infection can occur, even death. I'm very sorry, Dr. Gunnarsson, that's not true. It is a deeply prejudicial and misleading statement. Where I come from in the United Kingdom, circumcision is highly regulated. The people who conduct it are not religious leaders, which carries some pejorative connotation. They are skilled people who are trained, regulated, and examined. The rates of complication of circumcision in a Western developed country, like the Nordic countries, like the United Kingdom, like the United States, the rates of complication are vanishingly small. In fact, the truth is that a parent who takes their child, because parents make many decisions for children, including a Jewish father, of circumcision, the rates of complication are vanishingly small, and frankly, if you take your child on a skiing holiday, you are more likely to cause injury to the child or pierce the child's ears or make other decisions about the child's diet or where they're to sleep or what activities they're to involve in. And I say to the Ombudsman, who put before you, well, let the child choose when they're 16. Let me say to you, respected Ombudsman, if my parents had said to me at 16, Jonathan, we're liberal, we wanted you to choose, now you can choose, I'd have said to them, well, thank you, parents. I'm actually very angry with you. I had a right to be brought up in the values of my fathers and my grandfathers, going back thousands of years, at the age of 8 days, when I certainly don't have any memory of the procedure. I should tell you I've just come from Israel when my grandson was circumcised, my 4th grandson, by a urologist, a procedure carried out expertly. My children are fine, my grandchildren are fine. I would have been very upset with my parents to have gone through 16 years being the butt of derision amongst my peers for not looking the same. And I would have said to my parents, thank you, but at 16 there are some pain. There are some medical risks associated with this. I don't think that's a fair choice. And I do not think, with respect to Dr. Gunnarsson, it is right for him to say, religions must adapt. That's my decision, Dr. Gunnarsson. It's not correct for you to say that about me. Please respect my faith, even if you don't share it. And I respect your views equally. But I don't try and impose my views on you, and I respectfully ask you not to impose it on me. And if you are imposing it on me, then essentially what you're engaged in is a sort of fundamentalism. You can have religious fundamentalism, you can also have secular fundamentalism. And imposing a ban on something which you happen to disagree with, I would respectfully say, is a fundamentally illiberal thing to do for a Western liberal democracy. If you want to start with interfering with something you disagree with, surely there must be an important public harm issue, and there isn't with circumcision. Try smoking. Everyone agrees that smoking causes harm. It causes harm to the smoker, it causes harm to other people exposed, it causes harm to every single person because we all pay higher taxes because of the cost of dealing with healthcare. And please, finally, I say to my respected friends in Iceland, please never send the signal that Jews are not welcome in this country.